Hey, and we're back with Busy Part 2. If you haven't seen Part 1, I'm going to show it right here. But really why I'm calling it Busy is because this is all within the span of just really a week of constant working. So in this episode, I kind of want to detail a few things that are unique to this project. What makes this project unique is that if I were to stop what I was doing and make this my sole project, it would take me a month. But the client didn't have time for that. They wanted something within 7 days. And they told me that on site, which is insane. But hey, you know what? We're going to make it happen. And, you know, the footage is really good. I'm not a colorist. I got to get it in somebody's hands that can really benefit from the dynamic range. So how we're collaborating once everything's on the computer is we're sitting down and we're talking about, okay, these things, this is the mood I'm going for, these are the shots, and how do you communicate that with somebody remote? Okay, so I just want to kind of go over like how we communicated with the, hey, this is a color idea that I have and can you implement it? This website is, I don't even know how to say it, Fylm, but I found it last year, worked on a project, and at the time I really didn't understand its purpose. I was like, okay, so you can create LUTs, custom-made LUTs, that's cool. Really what its purpose is that you can communicate with a colorist that knows what they're doing. So for the corporate retreat project, you know, like I looked at this and I was like, I really like how it just feels peaceful. But like if I were to tell Brian, hey, I want something that feels peaceful, I mean, what does that mean? You know, it's so subjective. So you have this magic mode where you can take a still of an image, you go through the contrast, the white balance, you can add a film look, you can mess with the tints, and then from there you can add pretty much like a filter. And what's cool about this whole program, if you don't know how to colorist, is you can export everything to be like, all right, I would need to export a LUT, right, of the look that I'm creating. Now, you know, the hard part about that is it's going to be hard to get that consistently all the way through. That's why it's really meant to get it to a colorist so that way you can properly convey what you're trying to do, and then they can recreate it and make the skin tones better, get rid of the noise. And this shot, Brian lines it up exactly how I wanted it to be. Like, it's warm, I like the blues, like that shadow, that tint. It just, to me, this really felt like a special look. But then if you take the looks off, this is how it'd be with DJI LUT that is provided on DJI's website for the run in 4D. And like, it's okay, right? But like, if you turn this in, it would kind of feel like a missed opportunity, because it's like, it's just this huge epic project where it's over the course of 3 days, this corporate mastermind, and we wanted to make kind of like a movie, something that was like, just kind of stands out rather than the run-of-the-mill Rec 709. And yeah, so this program really, it's a web-based program. It really helped me like figure this out. Like, I love the shot. I can see through the window. I can see this is like an intimate moment. But you know, if you just have it as is, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. You know, it's a lot of like, it's a great shot. If somebody were to turn this in, like, I think the client would be like, wow. But you know, if you're really going to shoot something well and you are able to get it into the hands of somebody that knows how to do things better, you should definitely take that opportunity. And that's why I utilize this website. I now properly use it for communicating on our projects. You know, I really want to describe like this. Let's take this horse shot, right? Because nobody's going to get mad at a horse. Whenever you pop your image in to this Fylm, what you do is there's going to be a window right here, and you would say, all right, this is the log setting for my camera, and so then it converts it to Rec 709, and then once you go through your magic wand, you're going to be like, all right, so I'm going to do the exposure, I'm going to do the contrast, and so basically you can create these still images of how you want, and that's why it's hard to export as a LUT, because you're creating an image, but like the contrast and the white balance is going to be different for every shot. And so if you kind of just were to export as a LUT, what I've done in the past is I've created the look that I wanted, and then I just do the exposure, the white balance, and the contrast in Final Cut, but I create like a base look LUT, and I would not recommend that. Like, it works, but it's not going to be, like I said, consistent all the way through, you know, because you are going to get those skin tones where you're like, man, like, do I got to get another image? And it's tedious, but it's been a proven tool for really being able to communicate, hey, this is what's on my mind. Check this website out if you're looking to work with a colorist and like expand your looks, and colorists should be able to take the still image and apply the colors that are there and move it around. And if you don't know anybody, you can always contact Brian. Brian's really good, and I'll leave his email listed below. Oh, great hiking, guys. There you go. If you're a videographer or a video production company, what is the biggest delay when you're working on a project? I'll tell you what it is for us. It's the post-production. Because let's say you get the video filmed and you want to get it to a client within a fast amount of time. What's that look like if the file size is over 250 gigs? You have to upload the footage for them to download it, for them to tell you how it is. That's a huge leap of faith that you'd have to have if you told the client, yeah, I can get you this huge project done within 1 week. I mean, you almost would need to be in an office space with those people. This is what we do, and this is a super helpful tip. I've kind of gone over what we do for the coloring process. Now for the actual post-production editing, we utilize a software called Parsec, which allows people to access a computer and control it remotely without having to be at the physical location. As you can see, this project was massive and it required a lot. So what we did is we used Parsec with the M4 Mac Mini. And so I would take all the footage, put it onto that computer, and then we would all be able to touch the project. And then if there was little things that I needed to do, then I can do them at the comfort of my home rather than having to do meetings and sharing XML files. It kind of gets a little iffy when you have effects and transitions on there. So yeah, if you are a videographer and a video production company and you're looking like, how can I get stuff out the door faster? That's a huge tip right there. Just Parsec, M4 Mac Mini, and you got yourself a stew. Hey, and that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to show just behind the scenes of how we get the coloring out the door, how do we get the post-production to be efficient when we have these major projects. The next episode for Busy 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 Part 3, we're going to showcase how timecode has been able to help us be efficient with talking head segments, which you do during South by Southwest. People pay you to record their talks, and they're from out of town, so you know, some insights of how to be efficient during a extremely busy time. That's what we're going to showcase in the next episode. If you found this episode to be helpful in any way, please like and subscribe. That really helps us out. And you know, I'm looking forward to sharing the next episode with you guys.